And apparently we're live. Hello, YouTube. How are we all today? Just let me know in the comments if you guys can see me okay and hear me okay. If you just saw my Instagram stories, I've got a slightly different setup from usual. I'm using my big camera and my overhead mic and stuff. So just give me a little I can hear you in the comments and let me know all is well. So we're here to talk about something very exciting, and that is the fact that Disney Cruise Line have released cruise sailings from the UK for 2023. Now, obviously, there are benefits of flying over and doing a Bahamas cruise and things. The weather's amazing. But the added cost of flying your family over there, you know, for us, we're a family of 6 last time we travelled to the States, we all went. The flights alone was such a large chunk of the holiday. So for the Disney dream to be sailing from Southampton is massive. It makes it a lot more accessible to us here in the UK. It's just also just the hassle, isn't it? We don't have to get on an aeroplane first before we can get on the cruise. If you saw our Disney Magic at Sea cruise where we went on the staycations last summer, then you'll know that we just adored them. We got on from Southampton. It was all quite straightforward, really. We had some, obviously, additional COVID compliance and things to deal with. We'll touch on all of that as we get through the live. But the experience we had on the Disney Magic was phenomenal. It was pure magic. It was out of this world. Let me know in the comments if you guys have seen my Disney Magic cruise vlog series, if you've seen some of it, if you've seen all of it, if that's how you found me, or if perhaps you found me since then. We're really interested to let me know who has seen it and who has not seen it. But if you haven't seen it, please do go and check it out after you've seen this live, because it'll really give you a good idea of what the cruises are really like. So obviously that was the Disney Magic, which is the Disney Cruise Line's oldest ship. It was still beautiful, but it's oldest ship. They're bringing the Disney Dream to the UK for summer of 2023. So I've got lots of different questions and things that people have sent in. If you guys have got any questions, leave them in the comments. Oh, Dan's here, fellow Disney vlogger, who actually I first virtually met through the Disney Magic vlogs. I think we weren't on the same cruise, but that's how I kind of know Dan. So hello, Dan. I understand is going to be back at booking potentially. I'll let him tell you all that on his channel. But yeah, I think he is going to be one to watch as well for more Disney Cruise Line content next year. Anyway, leave comments in the, any questions in the comments. And I am going to share my screen, eyelash in my eye. I'm going to share my screen if it lets me. I haven't done this stuff for a little while. There we go. We've seen it. We loved it. Helped persuade my husband to potentially book a Disney cruise. Oh, good. Right. Okay, so we're going to share the screen. Can everyone see my screen? Can everyone see my screen? And the Disney Magic. So this is the Disney Magic that we went on last summer. The Disney cruises have a lot of things included in them. So when you pay your price for the Disney cruise, you are paying for your accommodation, you are paying for all of your food other than like certain extras, certain ice creams, other than alcohol. So there are certain things that are not included. That might be better to say, look, everything's included other than the tips for your servers and things, your alcohol, merch, obviously, and extras, like if you're going to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique or that kind of thing. Those things are extra. But other than that, the price you pay includes pretty much everything else. So this is the ship that we went on. However, this is the ship, it's the Dream, that they're booking out for next year. So the big differences are the slide is different. If you saw our Disney Magic at Sea cruise vlog series, William went on the Aqua, let me get this right, the Aqua Dunk, which is the one where the floor falls away and you're going to kind of get like jutted over the side of the ship. This, the one on board the Dream, if I just click on it, is a bit different in that it's more like it's like a roller coaster on a ship in a boat kind of thing. So it's a totally different experience there. They've got Animator's Palette Restaurant just like they had on the Magic, but they also have 2 different restaurants you never will have experienced before. The main show is Beauty and the Beast. As you can imagine, my daughter Bella would be desperate to go there. And then it's got Remy, as well as, I think it's got a Paolo and a Remy, which are the adult only dinings. That would be an extra cost. Still got a Bibbidi Bobbidi boutique. The staterooms have got slightly different decor in them, in some of them. And here we're going to look at the different rooms. So, because we're going to go on to prices in a minute and affordability, that kind of thing. But the different levels of staterooms. So the inside staterooms, which are these here. Can you see my mouse? I think you can. Can you see my mouse running around? So the inside staterooms have no windows to the outside. So they are literally in the middle of the ship. So they, like, if you imagine this is the ship, this is the edge of the ship with all the like balconies and windows and things. The inside staterooms are literally in the middle. They do have these little like fake porthole windows, so you feel like you're looking outside in a lot of them, but they are inside staterooms. Now, I have looked at availability for us. It will be a family of 5 when we travel next year, because my eldest won't be coming with us if we go. Like if we get around, you know. So let's just say we're not definitely booking it. There are a few maybes, but from what I can tell, the staterooms sleep up to 4 people. The inside staterooms sleep up to 4 people. So we would need adjoining staterooms to have inside staterooms. The ocean view then are a little bit more expensive because they've got a porthole window like this to the outside world. And then the veranda staterooms are the ones we ended up having on the Disney Magic. Now, the reason we ended up having these veranda staterooms on the Disney Magic, it's not something I planned to do. I planned to book inside staterooms. This was my plan because they're considerably cheaper. But by the time I got around to booking, and there is a different hierarchy of who can book when, and I'll explain that in a minute. But by the time I got around to booking, when it opened to the general public, because we needed adjoining staterooms because there were 6 of us and we could not fit everyone into one stateroom, we needed adjoining staterooms. So to get them next to each other, to get them interconnecting, I could not get an ocean view. All the insides were sold out anyway. I couldn't even get an ocean view stateroom because we could only get them opposite ends of the ship. So my husband and I would have had to split up and like take some of the children each. So we ended up with interconnecting veranda staterooms, which was beautiful. It was just a lot more money than I intended to spend, if I'm honest, on the cruise. So that's just worth, one of the questions I've had is how easy is it to get interconnecting rooms? If you don't mind paying a little bit more, there'll be more availability for the more expensive staterooms. Then I did manage to get interconnecting staterooms. However, the cheaper rooms, the inside view and the ocean view rooms are going to sell out quicker. That's just sort of how it works. So the chances of getting interconnecting inside or ocean view rooms are going to be slimmer than the more expensive ones, if you follow. And then we've got concierge, which are significantly more expensive, almost double the price in some cases. If you've got the money to spend on those, I'm sure that's a fantastic experience. It's not something we've experienced, but it's just putting it out there. They are just much more spacious, and there is a special concierge lounge, that kind of thing, if that's sort of what you are into. So basically, let's get back to, gosh, how do I switch around? I can't remember how I'm switching around my different, there we go, share screen. Let's go back to here, over here. There we go. So those are the different staterooms. Make sure you're leaving any questions for me in the comments. Basically now we're going to talk about the actual cruise on the Dream. So they've got lots of different options. The main difference between the Disney Magic staycations and the cruises they're doing on the Dream are you're actually getting off the ship. It's actually not like the cruise to nowhere, as some people were calling it. You're actually doing port adventures, which means you get on the ship just like a normal cruise, and then you pull up somewhere, you get off, you do some stuff, and then you get back on the ship, like a pretty traditional cruise. The staycations, I personally found, because one of the questions I've had is, was there enough to do on the ship? 1,000,000%. To the point where my concern would be, if I've got to get off this amazing ship and do port adventures, am I going to fit everything in? So if it's just a 4-night cruise, will I get around everything? Because it was honestly that good. I just loved it so much. That would be my concern. So we're just going to go to the comments, say hi to a few people, and then we're going to share my screen. I'm going to show you the prices and things. We've got Hattie, hi. Stevenson Greech family, hi. And Mike and Lisa, hello. Rebecca, hello. Emily, thank you everyone. Elizabeth has already booked the 4-night cruises back to back. That means you cruised before, Elizabeth. You know how good it is. Sarah Anderson, booking Thursday, really can't wait. It's so exciting, isn't it? Magically Natalie, hello. Susan, Danny, hello. Leanne, hello. Thank you if you've been watching. Right, fantastic. Okay, so who can book and when? So let's go back to sharing the screen. And these are the cruises that everyone in the Disney community is now talking about. So you can do this now. You can check this out yourself. Not everyone can book yet. I can't book yet because I'm not a special enough member, but I'll go through who and why. But basically, if you go to just the Disney Cruise Line and you select departing from Southampton, you could add departing from Dover as well. And then you view the cruises. Now, I have got it selected for 2 adults and 3 children because my eldest won't be coming with us if we go. Now, if you take this down to under 4 people, it will show you the option for inside staterooms as well. But as I've put it, I've played around with this. If I change it to 4 people, it shows me inside stateroom options. If I leave it at 5 people, it does not show me inside stateroom prices. So do you know what? For the purpose of showing you the prices for inside staterooms as well, I'm going to take one. Oh, no, I'm not going to add adults on. I'm going to take 1 adult off so that this is going to show us the prices for 4 people, which will give us the inside stateroom prices. Okay. So we've got coming soon, view early booking dates. I'll show you that in a second. So we've got a 4-night cruise from Southampton, and that is going to Spain. And that is from the 30th August to the 3rd of September. Now, for us, that is cutting it really, really close to the children going back to school. And it is the year in which William, my second child, will start comprehensive school. So for us, I feel like I might want, if we're going to book, I will go into this, there are some definite ifs and ands and buts and things. I feel that I would rather go on an earlier cruise than that, given the option, because just of that breathing space. So the cruise to France from Southampton actually gets back on the 30th of August. So that would literally be, if you're doing a back-to-back cruise, and I know some of you in the comments are looking at booking back-to-back, someone has booked a back-to-back, those people would get on the 26th and they would not get off until September 3rd. So this would be the one that I would be interested in. And these are the prices. So this would be for 4 people. For an inside stateroom would be 3,306. For an ocean view room would be 3,373. Veranda, 3,556. And as you can see, concierge is nearly double the price. There are extra benefits. There's an extra concierge lounge and things, but it is nearly double the price. They're also doing the British Isles cruise, and that's during September. That's actually on the Magic, not the Dream. And then they're doing the Norwegian Fjords cruise, and that is also on the Magic. So they're going to have 2 of the ships over here in British waters. I find that, I'm really surprised at that. I think normally they bring 1 ship over and they do a whole bunch of cruises. But I guess the Magic is doing other things around the Med or whatever, while the Dream is doing things. And I guess the Dream is doing other non-UK things before and after as well. And then we've got the 7-night Northern European cruise from Dover. Now that one is also, see, that's the Magic as well, isn't it? So it looks like the Magic is sailing in and out of Dover and the Dream is going in and out of Southampton. So if you click on each of these, you get extra details about the prices. Now, when you actually go to book, I have got a video where I vlogged the detailed how we booked and the experience. It was a little bit stressful. I think it's called Can We Book or something like that. It's on my channel and there is a whole preparing for Disney Cruise playlist. But that just showed in depth exactly the processes we had to go through in order to book the cruises. And what you'll notice is there's 2 ways to book a cruise. So you can get on the phone and then you can say, I'm interested in this, and then they can pull up different room numbers and things for you. But you know what? The way we actually found it easier to book for the first time was to just go on the website, because then when booking is open to you, you can go on and you can see where in the ship all the room numbers are. So we were like 7072 or something like that on the Magic. You can see which deck it's on. You can see on the plan of the ship exactly where so if I just pull up this actually, Disney Dream ship plan, I can show you lovely people exactly where you can find this information, because before you go to book, it's well worth, here we go. So the Disney Magic, that's the one that we sailed on before. So we're looking at the Dream. You can see it's got more decks. You can see exactly where in the ship things are. Now the ships, the decks with cabins and things on them, you can see here. So you would literally see, you could click on an actual room. You see if it's a veranda room, if it's an ocean view room, or an ocean view stateroom with veranda. It's basically an ocean like window room or a with veranda room. You can see that some of these rooms are interconnecting. So those two would be interconnecting. Those two would not be the option to be interconnecting. And you can see that on the deck plan. So I personally found it better to have the deck plan and book through there rather than just be on the phone. But if we're booking again, we're going to need to do it on the phone, because when we went on the Disney Magic at Sea, we learned about something called a placeholder, where you give them $250. I actually had to do it twice because I thought we'd be going and needing 2 rooms again. It turns out if we go again, we would only need the 1 room. So I've actually got 2 placeholders down, and the placeholders, you give them $250. And then you either put that towards a deposit for your next cruise, for which you get 10% off. And you've got to buy this placeholder, they call it, on the cruise that you're on. You can only buy them on the ship. Or you just have your money back. So you get 2 years exactly to use it. Now, guys, this is the bit that gets quite exciting. I was under the impression, because we sailed on something like the 9th of August, that the placeholder would not be any good to me because they're quite strict on the 2 years. So you've got to use it within 24 months on the dot. It turns out, and I seem to remember this from back at the time actually, that the payment for my placeholder, they didn't process it straight away. It's like, for some reason, it wasn't processed at that moment on the ship. It wasn't processed till the 2nd of September. So technically, I could use that placeholder. So that is kind of an incentive. That's 10% off the cruise. That's a massive, massive, massive saving, really, isn't it, when you're talking about these kind of numbers? So that does make it a little bit more attractive. But there are some questions I have before I actually manage to decide whether we're booking or not. Right, okay, I'm going to have a look at some questions before we move on to who can book and when. Okay, so let's see what we've got to. Hi from the Robinsons, hello. Now you've been on a Disney cruise previously, does this let you book prior to general releases? Yes, it does, and it depends how many cruises you've been on. I shall tell you that in just a second. Hi from Canada, hello, evening. Hello from Tucson, is that Arizona, AZ? Yeah, hello. Port excursions are super expensive and bookable in stages, gold first, etc. Right, so the port excursions will be the same as when we tried to book the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and all that kind of stuff. I didn't actually manage to get the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique when we went. I don't feel that our children missed out at all. I feel that they had a really good experience without it. Right, Terry says, loved your vlogs on your staycation. Really want to book for next summer. Oh, there we go. Trent, hello. Right, okay, we had issues. So going for France due to dates. Yeah, I think a lot of people with children are going to have that issue. Really enjoyed watching your cruise series last year. I know if you already have Disney cruise deposits from last year, if you can use them on these cruises. Yes, as long as they're within the 24 months. So maybe if you booked one in the July cruises, that's not going to work. But for mine, check your dates on your emails, because I was convinced, the placeholder won't work. But when I checked the actual email, and there's a phone number on your placeholder email, you have to ring that in order to book. So in a way, it will be a bit more of a pain because you can't just go online and click your cabins. But what I'll do is I will have the deck plan in front of me if I choose, if that's the route we're going to go down. There we go. So set sailing 2023 and remove the Magic sailings. Summer in 2023, so it'll be sailing out of Miami. Oh, okay, interesting. Mummy 4, does Disney can I message you on Instagram? Yeah, everyone can message me on Instagram, that's fine. I need to book, please book, I need more cruise vlogs. Yeah, of course. Of course. Does Zara have autism? Right, that's for a main channel chat. Haven't had the results yet. But anyway, definitely think France is going to be much busy because of the schools, like you said. Yeah, I agree. So if you haven't got small children, I suggest going for the Spanish one because you're going to have more options. Basically, if you've not got school-aged children. Right, okay. So I'm now going to share my screen and I'm going to show you the differences. Okay, so, right. So if we are now actually going for the amount of people I would, and we'll take Dover off as well, actually. We'll take Dover off because we're just looking at the ones on the Dream, aren't we, in this little chat? Okay, load up. Right. So the one I would be interested in now, as you can see, you can show one date. So it's removed all of the inside staterooms. I'm not sure how well you guys can see all this, whether it's big enough. Anyway, so the ocean view would be 4,130, 4,405 for veranda. And we're not even looking at concierge because, that is a lot of money. So obviously, do we do it? It is a lot of money. It's actually less money than we spent on the Magic because we had to have 2 rooms. And dropping it down from 6 people to 5 people is a massive drop. I'm looking at the wrong camera. The camera's over here. It's a massive drop in the amount of money you've got to spend because obviously you're only having 1 room. Squishing in 1 room, clearly they managed to keep the price down somewhat. Right. View early booking dates. So this is the relevant bit, guys. So if you're Platinum Castaway Club members, I'm not sure what you've got to do to get that. The Silver Castaway Club members, that's where we're at. So the general public is here. If you're in the general public, you can book from Monday the 9th of May. If you are a DVC member, which is the Disney Vacation Club, or a Silver Castaway Club member, which means you've been on at least 1 Disney cruise, you can book from this Thursday, and it is from what's it say here? 8 a.m. Eastern, which I believe, someone correct me if I'm wrong, is 1 p.m. UK time. So that's the time you'd have to get on the phone. So I think a lot of people here are either in this general public or this DVC Silver Castaway Club member. Now, I'm not sure what you've got to do to become a Golden Oak or a Platinum. I think you've got to go on lots and lots and lots of cruises. Let me know in the comments if anyone knows the answer to that. Is Dylan not coming? No, he won't be coming next year if we sail. He will be coming to Disneyland Paris with us, but I think that's going to be his last family holiday. One of the reasons we kind of went all out with Florida was I kind of thought that was going to be our last full family holiday, but no, we've just snuck in Disneyland Paris, which incidentally, we leave in 30 days. I'm not ready at all because before we leave in 30 days, I've got to finish my Florida vlog series. I have got to get all of the planning for Disneyland Paris content ready. So that is ready to go out. Everything you've got to do before Disneyland Paris, because that works as my checklist as well, video. I've got to do my everything we're wearing to Disneyland Paris and pack with me because I have to pack. Incidentally, question for you all, let me know in the comments. For the everything we need to do before Disneyland Paris video, do you prefer a live like this where we can chat about things, or do you prefer a pre-made video that's a bit more succinct and concise? So let me know in the comments. It's always really, really interesting to know what you guys think. So Laura says, hi Reed, do you think the cruise was the best thing to do first rather than Florida? We're considering both. That's a good question, isn't it? We've debated this a lot, which is better. It was the right thing for us to do first because it was a staycation. So at the time, Florida was not an option. I've wanted to take my family to Disney for a long time. And at the time, we were still, I think at the time we booked, we still weren't allowed in each other's houses. It was insane time. Just the whole time. I mean, we can all remember it. It was unpleasant. It was horrible. So Florida felt like such a distant non-starter. However, now I've done both. Which would I do first? I don't know. They're both amazing and magical, but in different ways. Anyone that's done both, weigh in the comments. They're both. Oh, we go. Hang on. We've got someone weighing in about, right, Golden Oaks is the housing complex in Disney and the houses cost millions. Right, okay, so if anyone lives in Disney, which would be amazing, there we go. So if you're a Golden Oak Club member, what about a Platinum Castaway Club member? Is that basically you go on a cruise every weekend? Probably. Okay, so Katy Perry says that she prefers a live so we can ask questions on the way. That makes sense. That makes sense. Have to stick to school holidays because I work in the school boot. I know. Yeah, I feel like we've got to stick with, like, we could technically go on the Spanish one because we would technically be back in time, but I feel it's cutting it quite fine. It's a day or so before he starts comprehensive school for the first time, which might spin him out not being super ready and chilled. For Platinum, you have to complete 10 cruises. Wow. It's the dream, isn't it? It's the dream. We've been on 10 Disney cruises. I'm a Platinum member. Definitely need to see how you book DLP. This is my first time. Definitely need a video over a live so I can keep going back to it to help. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I will be filming that because it, you know, just everything you need to do before Disneyland Paris. Hands up, and by hands up, I mean, let me know in the comments if you saw my everything that you need to do before Florida video, because if you guys liked that video, if that made sense to you, I will basically replicate that format for the Disneyland Paris one. But I could always do like a little Q&A just before we go to kind of fill in any gaps, if that makes sense, which is easier for you if this at this point. Honestly, lives are easier because editing videos takes an age. It takes a really long time. I'm probably overly fussy with my videos, but they take me a really long time. Like, I've done a week in Disney, then a week on a Caribbean cruise. I prefer cruising now. Now, I think that's the dream. That's the dream. You go and do Disney, you go and rush it, you suck in all the magic and brush yourself off your feet, and then go and chillax on a cruise. That's the dream. Like, the dream. I think the cruise is much more relaxed because you have more of an option to do. However, Disney is more you on your feet. Yeah. I mean, I think Disney is, like, I don't, like, get obsessive with, like weighing myself too much or anything like that. But Disney's one of the only holidays where I was kind of going, oh, my waist feels smaller than when it's like I can feel I did so many steps that I actually, rather than feeling like you would normally on holiday, which is like, oh, I've eaten so much and I can't move, more like, oh, actually, I've walked a million miles and my muscles feel more trim. So love both moments, but the fact in a live you can react to questions and info, that's fab. I think, I mean, for me as a viewer, like, I love a live if it's live, but then on the replay, I prefer an edited video. So, like, you know, it depends if you're watching live or not. Someone says they love my ears. I bought these on the Disney Magic cruise. So these are Disney Cruise Line ears, and this is my Disney Cruise Line spirit jersey, which I love. I love. Okay, Magically Natalie. I actually can't decide which I like the most. The cruise and the parks are so different. They are. It is. It's apples and oranges, isn't it? You know, they're both great. Disneyland Paris is amazing. You're going to love it. Oh, I'm so excited for it. So, right. Okay. So are we going to book? Let's get on to that, shall we? Obviously, at the moment, my original plan was finish this Florida vlog series, release one episode a week, and then just pick it up again after, like, I was just going to do like tips videos and things to fill in the gap. And then we were going to go to Disneyland Paris in October, and then maybe get annual passes from then. And then I got COVID and I felt sad and just, I needed to know that the Disney magic was coming into my life sooner. And I blame COVID because I then booked flights for June. I also blame my COVID brain for not thinking it through properly. So I then had to upload 2 of my Disney vlogs per week to get through them all, because I filmed literally between 3 and 4 hours of footage a day, which is too much to put into one vlog. So I would, I've split most of them into 2 vlogs per day, if that's how it kind of fits. So I didn't really think this through. So I've now had to release 2 vlogs per week, as well as my 2 on my main channel. So I cut down my main channel. I gave one of my main channel slots. I used to do 3 a week on my main channel. I then gave one of my slots over to my Disney channel. So I'm now doing 2 Disney vlogs, which take an age, and 2 normal channel vlogs, or videos, whatever, a week. I've got to get all those finished, plus all these prep videos for Disneyland Paris. And now this cruise thing has come along. So the annual passes will start on the 1st of June and therefore will expire, I guess, the 31st of May 2023, which brings us up to the cruise. I would love to do the cruise. Now, the considerations obviously are the money, so we will have done lots of Disneyland Paris trips, hopefully. I'm planning to do at least June, hopefully October for the beginning of the Halloween stuff, and hopefully at least February half term as a bare minimum. I hope. So is it really worth doing the cruise as well? Or is it like, you know, myself and my husband obviously both self-employed, so it's like you just don't know if anyone else is self-employed, you know, you just don't know what things are going to be. The biggest question I have before I book, I'm thrilled about the placeholder. I am thrilled about that. And they've already got some of my money, which is either coming back to me that I can use on this, or I can put, you know, towards the deposit. So I want to know how much the deposit's going to be. If anyone could weigh in on that. I can't remember. This is probably information I know because I can just look back at my receipts and things. But was it 10%? I believe it was 10% deposit that you had to pay. So if it was £4,000, then I guess we'll need to give them £400. So it's pretty much I could use the placeholder towards the deposit. It won't cost me much extra. Is that right? Just someone fact check me here. But with the Disney Magic at Sea, and I did a video about this at the time explaining it all, with the Disney Magic at Sea, the cancellation policies were insanely good. They were, if you need to cancel for whatever reason, up till the 11th hour, it was really, really good. There you go. Sarah Anderson is chirping in, it's 20% deposit. Okay, so they would need, if like $4,000 and a bit, so it'd be 800 odd pounds. They've already got $500 of my money. So there would be some more money to put towards it. So that's worth considering. Now, the Disney Magic at Sea, if you needed to cancel for whatever reason, they gave you an amazing cancellation policy. Now, what I found by looking on the website at the moment, they've still got, this is our amazing Disney Cruise Line cancellation policy, but it only goes up to, let me see, I want to say May. There we go. So I'm going to share my screen and just show you what I mean again. So, right. So this is the Disney Cruise Line cancellation policy. There we go. See, it's great. It's for sailings up to 2022. We extended the final payment, relaxed cancellation schedule, cruise flexibility within 14 days of sailing. If you've got COVID, you know, you get refunds and things. All this is really great and really reassuring. But if you look at it carefully, it expires a long time before these cruises that we're talking about look to sail. So for any sailings on or before the 31st of May 2022, that's quite soon, September 2022, I can't find the policy for what's supposed to be happening for 2023. So I kind of want to see that in black and white, the schedule, and if anyone has, you know, done this, perhaps they can weigh in the comments. I just feel like I need to see in black and white from Disney. I have emailed them and asked them for this information, and I will phone them. In all fairness, it's been a bank holiday. I don't know if it has in America, but, you know, I did only just email them. So, you know, in all fairness to them, I want to know the exact, I'd like it to be on the website for us all to see, ideally. I just want to know how much exactly is the deposit going to be. A lot of people are saying 20%. Abs says, I've just sent you the cancellation policy on Instagram. Oh my goodness, see, you guys are the best. I can read it out for all of us to see. Right, okay. So if I go to Instagram, maybe I can actually share this with you all. The cancellation policy on Instagram. Oh my darling, thank you so much. Right, okay. In fact, if I share this with myself, I can probably get it up on my screen, can't I? Oh my goodness, I can share it with you all. So this, just to clarify, this policy you've sent me, this is the one that's not on the website, yes? Is that right? Is that right? Okay. So Abs, you've just sent me this. Is this, can look at this on the big screen now. On the big screen. I'm pretty sure I saw it's on Facebook. Right. So this isn't like on the official Disney website, guys. This is something that someone has sent me that they found on Facebook. So it's probably right. But, you know, it's probably fine. Right. So 90 days or more, no fee. Okay. And then cruises of 6 nights or more. Right. And then so you lose a deposit if you cancel within 89 to 45 days. 50% of the vacation price between... Okay, so apparently that is the new cancellation policy that someone found on Facebook. There we go. So I'm tempted, but we cancelled this year's cruise as over 5s need to be vaccinated. Right, so this is another issue, obviously. That over 5s have to be vaccinated as it stands. The children, as I understand, the children of the UK have been invited for vaccinations, but they can't be vaccinated within 3 months of having COVID. And so it's not even an option for us yet because they had COVID just now in February, I think. My eldest is fully vaccinated and boosted and all sorts. So that's cool, which means it's nice and easy to go into France. I'll touch on all that in the what you need to do before France thing. But yeah, the little ones haven't been vaccinated yet. It doesn't mean they won't be, and we have got plenty of time to get that sorted. But that is another consideration. Okay, right. Other questions that I have had sent into me that I have screenshot from Instagram. Okay, so can we talk prices? I think we've done that. How much extra do you spend on board? Drinks, tips, souvenirs, etc. We did buy a couple of bottles of wine. I haven't got the prices off the top of my head, but just the roughly what we kind of spent. We didn't drink loads and loads and loads. We had 1 or 2 cocktails. One thing I did really like is the rotational dining. So on the Disney cruises, you don't have, other than if you want specific additional dining, like the adult dining in Paolo, you don't need to book your dining like you hear people in all the vlogs when they're going to Florida, they're going to Paris, they're trying to book these dining experiences. You get to go to all the restaurants on a rotation, which means you get given, so in the Magics, like tonight you're eating in Animators, tomorrow you're eating in Rapunzel's, then the night after that you're eating in the Beauty and the Beast, One Lumiere's, and then you're back to Animators again. And those were the restaurants we were allocated, and your server, your head server and your drink server follow you around those restaurants, which is so good. They were literally preempting what we wanted. They're like, and do you want this drink? And they were bringing the children drinks before they even asked them because they knew what they wanted. They were amazing, absolutely amazing. They got to know the children. They were putting Mickey ketchup on their plates. It was just, they were outstanding. But one thing I did quite like is you could order a bottle of wine and you just have a glass out of it and they would stick the cork in it and they will keep it for you till the next night. So yeah, I have a receipt from the Magic of how much money goes with each server if you want me to write an answer in the comments. Yep, definitely, that would be lovely. If you wouldn't mind, that would be super helpful. So yeah, you do have to spend extra for alcohol. We probably spent far too much on merch and things, but we were just, I think everyone was like, yay, we're just out of COVID, let's buy stuff. The problem with it is you don't use any cash on board. It all just goes on your room. So it's like, oh, it's so easy. It just, you just stick things on your room and then you get a bill at the end. So that's something to watch out for. Okay. The price of holidays to Florida versus Disney cruises are a lot more money to go to Florida. Bearing in mind cruises are 4 nights, Florida would be 14, if that makes sense. I need to add up exactly the pros and cons of both of them. I actually thought the Disney cruise was pretty good value, being that it was very much a 5-star service. The massive saving for us is we didn't have to fly to Florida. Our flights to Florida were something like $3,500. So before we even, and I know flying can be exciting, the children want to go on a plane and but if you can just cut that out, that's a massive chunk of change that you don't have to spend, So the fact the sailings are going from the UK, I feel like for us, having to fly over to America and then, so the price of the plane tickets and then getting on a cruise would really bump it, because I'd love to do the Wish, but then obviously we've got to get there and those plane tickets are really, really expensive. The dream holiday, and guys, you'll know that my channel's doing well when I can do this. I want to fly over, do Disney World, and then get on a ship and chillax on a Disney cruise. And then, so maybe when my subscribers go up, we can manage that. But yeah, so that's the dream. I would love that. But Florida compared to the Disney cruise, it's a totally different experience as well. We had a budget holiday in a budget accommodation in Florida, and then obviously we didn't even have anyone cleaning our rooms. So we stayed in the Art of Animation, which was gorgeous, but it was like a Disney Premier Inn, if that makes sense. Whereas the accommodation on the ship, and then they were just falling over themselves. The room was cleaned a few times a day. They made animals out of the towels. The service on board the ships is like nothing else you'll ever experience. So, right, so we've got head server got $9, and then the stateroom host got $40.50. This was someone reading out their receipt, and then the assistant server got $31.50. Okay, Karen, hi. Magically, Natalie, you should go do a Walt Disney World trip and cruise in the middle. That's what we did. Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. And just like dip back into the parks to say goodbye to the castle and give it a wave and cry like we did at the end. Wait till my children actually watch my Disney vlogs probably more than the rest of the internet put together, and by mostly Bella. So they're allowed films on the weekends before bed, and she'd always choose cruise vlogs, and now she watches the Disney ones, the Walt Disney World. But she was banned from watching episode 9 because that was debarkation day, and every time without fail it made her sob. She's like, oh, we're going on the cruise. So she's going to be banned. I'm going to also be banned from watching the last day in Disney World vlog because I cried, they cried. It's going to make me cry editing it. Yeah, there's a lot of tears. It's been happy tears. Just as I think if you've seen my cruise vlogs, my Disney World vlogs, I cried getting on the ship. I cried several times throughout the voyage. I cried getting off the ship. And then in Disney World, I cried every time I saw the castle or fireworks. So that was quite a lot. There we go. Actual servers got $41.50. Right, thank you very much. In the comment, take a look in the comments if you want to look at the breakdown of the how much the servers got in tips and various things. Madison says, book it. Madison, you're such a bad influence. I'm blaming you. Honestly, I really, really do want to book this cruise. I want to book the French one. I need to just manifest it happening in my life, don't I? But yeah, I think I will feel better when I've got solid answers from Disney. So I need to know, so I've got the 2 placeholders. I guess I just need to know if I get one of them refunded and I can use that, or if I can transfer it on towards the deposit, how much more money they want today, and what will happen to that money if for some reason our circumstances change as a family, or if the world, I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to just go there and tempt fate. But, none of us saw it all coming, did we? The great unpleasantness, as Dan calls it. None of us saw it coming. What happens if the world, I don't even want to say what happens if the world shuts down again, because it's not going to happen. It's not happening, guys. It's not happening. We're going back to normal. But I think we all feel like we need a bit more information than we used to about what ifs. I think we've all become a bit more cautious, haven't we? Are you excited to see the new restaurant, The Dream, if you go? 1,000,000%. And do you know what William's really, really excited about? Okay, so my children are really, really excited. One of the reasons William, and if you haven't seen my cruise vlogs or my Disney vlogs, you won't know about William. He's fantastic. He's like my Disney expert, my Disney little expert. So he is excited because of this, the Star Wars Millennium Falcon in the Oceaneers Club. So I've never really been one for kids clubs and things. We've always just kept our children with us, but they would not have forgiven me if I didn't let them go to this kids club. It was out of this world. So on the Disney Dream, they've got they've got Andy's room, which you'll see Andy's room, like a version of Andy's room in the Disney Magic vlogs. There's a Disney Infinity game room, which is really, really cool. Pixie Hollow they had on the Magic as well, but they've got the Star Wars Millennium Falcon where you sit and you actually drive, fly, whatever, the Millennium Falcon in the kids club. So he's just so excited for that. There we go. Tips vary on what room you have and how long your cruise is. Okay, that makes sense. Loved the Magic last year, but drinks were so expensive. $27 for a beer and cocktail with a tip. I know, it is a lot, isn't it? You can take wine for your room. I think we ended up giving some of our bottles of wine to the people in the room next to us because we just didn't actually drink that much. We were just so busy and we didn't spend that much time in the room. But you can take 2 bottles each. So certainly if you've got a veranda or something, then that is a nice thing to do. There we go. Karen says you'll love the Dream and William will love the Star Wars playroom for kids. He will. Jackie says hi from Texas. Hello, Carrie. Hi, Ree. Ree, I think you will understand because you did the Magic. It will be exciting to see what the difference without a mask. Now, that is something we have discussed. We were all masked up, weren't we? So it wasn't as bad as Florida. Slightly gutted. We got back from Florida and then they were like, you don't need masks anymore. And we're like, great. We just like got all pictures of the princesses and my children with the masks on. But you know what? I don't regret it. I don't regret it because the way we were at the time, when we were heading off to Florida, I was half thinking the world was going to shut back down. They were going to go into another lockdown. So I just felt lucky that we were able to go at all. But yeah, on the Magic, all adults, and because we were in UK waters, it didn't apply to under 11s or 12s or whatever it was. But all the adults had to wear masks all the time when we were walking around the ship. So it would be amazing not to have to wear masks. That would be really, really amazing. A very different experience, I think. Yeah, so that would be rather nice. My son didn't leave that Disney Infinity Room. No, I know. How come Dylan won't be joining you if you book another cruise? He has other plans for next summer. That he's sort of done with. He's going off to uni and things, so he's got other plans. The wine didn't last long. No, that's the thing, doesn't it? William's French will be amazing by the time DLP passes run out. Yeah, it probably will actually, because the proviso is like, if we're going to Disneyland Paris, you have to do that Duolingo French app every day. And they are, in all fairness, they're doing it every day. His French teacher is going to love you. I know he'll be starting French when he starts comp in September 2023, and he will be like, hello, je m'appelle William, I know all the French. He'll know more than me. So Sarah says she's going on the Fantasy in January for a week, then a week in Disney afterwards. Oh, scared to do it the other way around because of testing. Oh, see, that is a consideration at the moment, isn't it? So testing to get on the ship. We got all through the testing, and I did a lot of detailed vlogging about the testing process to get on the Magic. I do not know at this moment in time what the testing process will be for 2023. If I'm honest, I'm not sure if Disney knows what it'll be for 2023. At the moment, you've still got to do, I think it's lateral flows at the port, and that's really, really nerve-wracking, isn't it? Especially if you've been around Disney, being sneezed on and touching things and stuff. So yeah, I totally get for that reason why you'd want to do it the other way around. In a normal world, whatever that is, I think Disney, like Parks Then Cruise would be ideal. But yeah, totally get the wanting to kind of quarantine a little bit. We kind of kept away from other people before getting on the plane to America for Florida because we didn't want to be testing positive and having to cancel the whole trip. It was the most nerve-wracking thing, actually. We were sitting here where I'm sitting now with the like medical teleconference, whatever it was. It's like Zoom, doing all the testing. Our bags were already in the airport transfer taxi. And I was like, if we fail this now, I'm going to have to explain it to my children. It was going to be hideous. So yeah, that was really, really nerve-wracking. By the way, have I shown you guys my Disney nails? Because I'm going to be filming so much Disney content between now and like over the next 30 days. Thought I needed Disney nails. I will be having new Disney nails. If anyone feels like tagging me in any Disney nails for Disneyland Paris inspiration over on Instagram, just share it in your stories. Give me a little tag. Looking for ideas. Okay. So with Carnival Cruises P&O, you do a lateral flow test at home, no testing at the port. Well, that's kind of good, I suppose. I mean, the benefit of the tests we did before Florida were if we had failed the test, we wouldn't have left yet. Whereas the tests we did for the cruise, well, we had 2 lots to do, didn't we? So for the cruise we went on for the Magic, we had to do a PCR test, which was the one that you get posted away and then they get sent back and you have to upload the proof, and then another lateral flow at the port. Anyone that's been on a Disney cruise a bit more recently, weigh in, but I don't know. I think testing for cruises will be one of the last places it goes because obviously cruise ships have got to stay like heightened for health and safety because anything happens on a cruise, it whips around the whole ship, doesn't it? So the tests are the worst. Sarah says, I'm going to Florida next Monday, decided to basically self-isolate this week. That's what we did before Florida. As it happens, it was mostly the Christmas holidays. The children were due to go back for 2 days to school before we flew, and the school said, just don't bother sending them in, it's not worth the risk. So we didn't. So have I covered all the things I was hoping to cover? Explain the cruises, what's included. We've done that. Easy to get into connecting staterooms-ish. Inside staterooms definitely sell fast. Hidden costs, covered that. Ship differences. Yeah, there are ship differences. The dream is a lot bigger. I would be so excited to go and film a new vlog series on the ship. Is that something you guys want to see? it would, I think, feel very, very different. Definitely without masks would feel very, very different. A totally different ship, a totally different experience. The fact that it's the dream coming, not the magic. It's not that I didn't enjoy the magic. I loved the magic. But if we were getting back on the magic, if it was just the magic coming back, I don't think we'd be quite as like, it's because this is a new ship. It makes me more likely to want to, like, I want to do it more because it's something more to explore, if that makes sense. If it was just the magic, let me know if you guys feel the same in the comments. If it was just the magic again, then yeah, then I don't know how I'd feel. I'd still want to do it, but I wouldn't be like as quite desperate to do it. So are we going to book? The short answer is I would like to, but it depends on figuring out the placeholder, the deposit, and the biggest one, just knowing for my peace of mind what the cancellation policy is. So I've had that information sent to me from Disney and we can assess that. I can sit down with my husband and just go, is this the right thing for us and our family? I would love for it to be. And I've got a question for you guys. On the Disney Magic, I think it turned into 9 episodes altogether. I did half a day per episode and they were between 25 minutes and an hour per episode. Does that format work for you? Do you enjoy that format? I've had some people with the cruise vlogs like, oh, they're not long enough. And when they were only going 1 a week, people were getting irritated that they weren't long enough because they're only half a day. But my vlogs take such a long time to edit, I can't even tell you. And I feel like putting out vlogs that are over an hour long, like I wouldn't have time to watch that. I personally would rather have like episodes that are digestible and that I can finish and that people can finish watching and that I can put out at a decent pace. If you do feel like they're not long enough for you, you can just binge them because I put them in a playlist and then you can just watch from the beginning and you can just watch through hours and hours and hours of it. So you can just save them up and watch them like that. So I would like to keep doing it in that format. Just interested to hear people's feedback, especially people that have watched them. Yeah, just always keen for your feedback. So Karen says, I love your vlogs, please keep them coming. Your children are so wonderful. Oh, thank you. Well, I think so, but I think my children are wonderful, but I am a bit biased. Yes, loved it. Any long Disney vlogs or short ones I love, whatever is best for you. Oh, thank you. Well, yeah, it's just a format that I found worked. I felt like if I'm doing a full day per episode, I feel like I've got to cut too much out. And the other thing I tend to do is if it's like a full ride, so I'll do the same in Disneyland Paris, on some episodes, I'll include the entire ride for the whole thing. And I'll just put timestamps. If you don't want to watch the whole thing, you can skip it. But if you really feel like you want to experience the whole ride, especially if you've got small children, especially if there's children on the spectrum that really want to know what's going on in it, all of that information is included. And then in later vlogs, if we go back on the same ride, I'll chop it down a bit and put it together with music and make it more of a sequence. Yeah, so there we go. So Abs says, also probably not too long because, as you said, you have children, love watching them, so having them too long will not be good for them. That's true. That's a really good point. Marissa likes it how it is. Thank you. Love the format already. Right, here we go. Danny says, can I message you on Instagram? I think I've answered that. Right, so... Magically Natty, I do prefer the Florida vlogs being 2 a week. There was 2 weeks worth. It takes for long for 1 week and I'm impatient. Yeah, okay. I'll do my best. I will do my best to keep it up with 2 a week. I will see how it goes after Disneyland Paris. 1 a week is manageable for me. 2 a week is gonna break me until we go. Because not only have I got to do the 2 a week, I've got to do the ones before we go, like for while we were away as well. And for some reason, the children have had a million, like, I love having my children home, but I haven't been able to get enough work done because this week's been, like last week was a 4-day week because they had a random inset day. This week coming is obviously a full day, 4-day week. Then they're only in school 3 more complete weeks and then we fly. So I've got a lot to do. Right, guys, I've been gassing for nearly an hour, which is probably why I'm losing my voice. So if anyone thinks that longer vlogs are too long, you can change the playback speed and settings at the bottom of the video. It doesn't help the editing, but if you can tolerate it, it's a good hack. Well, there you go. That's true. No, most people complain they're too short. Like, well, most people say they're either fine or they're too short because they end and they want them to keep going, which is, I guess, is nice. It's nice sort of compliment, really. So I'm gonna love you guys and leave you guys. I would love for you to go and check out my Disney Magic at Sea cruise vlog playlist. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with bell notifications on for all the upcoming Disneyland Paris goodness, and I shall see beautiful people soon. Mwah.